You're listening to some hard-hitting sports talk, takes, and debates on the Game Plan with Austin Bryner and Dawson Sakowski every Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m. on YouTube and WSYC 88.7 FM, Shippensburg, PA. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Game Plan. I'm Austin Bryner, joined alongside Dawson Sakowski, here for our first episode of the Game Plan. We got a lot to talk about today. But first, the NBA Playoffs are just around the corner. They're getting started here. The play-in at least 2 games of the play-in just happened. And as a fan of one of those teams that got eliminated, boy, do I have a lot to talk about. But we saw the Kings play the Dallas Mavericks and the Bulls play the Atlanta Hawks, if I'm correct.
Correct. No, it was the Bulls played the Heat.
It was the Heat, yes. The Hawks played the Magic.
Correct, and then the Golden State Warriors played the Grizzlies. Before we really dive into breaking down the teams or the games, if you want, for the whole playoffs, what are your thoughts on the play-in? Do you like it? I think it's grown on me a little bit, I'll be honest.
When it first came out, I was a bit I would say, skeptical because you have these teams that get those 7 and 8 spots, and it's like you should have earned your way in already by this point. But I think it adds a new layer to where it's like you have to push yourself throughout that season now, and especially down that down stretch, to really kind of lock yourself into the playoffs. Because you have one bad stretch, your season could be on the line in a play-in game.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at with you. It's like 7 and 8 kind of have earned their spot, right? Mm-hmm. Let's do a little quiz. The Miami Heat, what do you think their record was?
I would say close to 500. But, again, they had a good bit of hot and cold streaks. But then again, when you have Eric Spoelstra, you have a team that is almost always in the playoffs. They find a way to kind of turn it on down that backstretch, especially when it's coming to actually making it to the playoffs. And I wasn't surprised with that result of that game as well.
So I thought they were closer to 500.
Yeah.
For reference, the Hawks are 40 and 42.
Mm-hmm.
The Miami Heat could make the playoffs at 37 and 45.
8 games under 500,
which
is insane.
Which I understand that's what the
play-in
is for. But it just feels wrong if the 10-seeded Miami Heat do make it over the Hawks. But again, if you're 40 and 42, you're 6 games better than the Miami Heat.
Let's beat them.
Let's beat them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's basketball. That's any sport. Any given night, anything can happen. So
we've seen it time and time again where these teams that should be projected to win, and we saw it with the 9 and 10 games. Both 10 seeds beat the 9 seeds.
Yes.
And as a Kings fan, sadness, I know, depression over and over. I mean, you're going in against a team that's injury-riddle.
Yeah.
They don't have Kyrie.
They don't have this guy Luka anymore.
They don't have this guy Luka anymore. They traded him to L.A. for AD, who was a game-time decision at that point.
Yeah.
And you get destroyed by AD, and Clay turns back the clock and makes everything in sight. Doesn't matter if there's 2-3 guys in his face. He's draining it. He's draining it from 25+ feet.
Yeah. No, I was surprised by that result. I remember vividly saying to my roommate, I looked at the matchups, and I said, oh, the Kings and Bulls are That's
exactly what I thought.
They are both going to blow out their respective opponent.
100%. And the Bulls down that backstretch, too, they were on quite a run. Giddey was playing the best ball he had all season.
Giddey was playing at a All-NBA level.
Oh, absolutely.
For 2 months.
He was averaging like 30 points a game.
He was averaging like a 30-point triple-double almost.
Almost. and he was getting a lot of steals and stuff, too. He was just being an all-around, complete package player. And I really thought that they would have came away with the win there, and pretty much just like the Kings, they couldn't get it going. Offensively, they just couldn't get a groove.
Because like we mentioned, any given night, the Bulls were down 30.
Same thing with the Kings.
Tyler Hero, I think he was perfect from the field with 16 points in the first quarter. He started out hot. The Miami Heat took the lead to start the game, and they just never looked back. That happened with the Mavericks against your Kings. But the 7 and 8 games were a little better, a little more entertaining. I guess we'll start in the West. Golden State and Memphis. That was a
very good game.
I tuned into the end of that game. Apparently, there was a lot of criticism with the reffing.
Yeah.
which I saw.
The block
strip
shot
club.
at the end.
Yes.
I mean, both teams incredibly good.
Yeah.
Both definitely deserve to make it in. Do I think the Grizzlies should beat the Mavericks? Absolutely. I mean, they're 9 games better than them on the season, but also all around, that game against the Warriors proves to me that they should be that 8th seed, that they should be that final seed going against OKC.
Yeah, your reward for making the play-in is getting OKC. So, congrats.
Yeah, it's a one-way ticket back to Cancun.
Yeah, right. But no, I agree with you. That game was very entertaining. That would have been a fun playoff matchup in
Absolutely.
itself.
And having a 7-game series of that, would have been awesome.
Good. However, Golden State is going to play the Rockets, which will be a lot of fun.
That'll definitely be fun.
There will be some fireworks. There's been a lot of
Rockets team.
conversation about Dylan Brooks and Draymond Green. Someone said one of them is not going to make it to the end of the series, and I think I fully agree with that.
We're gonna have a boxing fight on the court.
No, it's going to be good. And then real quick before we get sidetracked, the 7 and 8 seed, Magic and Hawks. That game was pretty much a blowout for I think the first half. I thought the game was over, and then I tuned back in.
Kind of got a little bit closer.
Got close in the third quarter, and then I think
Paolo took away with it.
Yeah, because Paolo, he pisses me off. He has the build of LeBron James, and that is not a overreaction. He has the height, the weight, the length.
Everything. He has the
I
skill.
don't think he knows that. And he doesn't
use his height to his advantage whatsoever.
Use his height or his weight to his advantage.
No.
And when he does, it's like, oh, that guy's really good at basketball.
Oh my God, he should do that more often.
He should do that,
and he just doesn't.
He really doesn't.
He doesn't adapt his play style to his body build.
Yes, and
I mean, look at guys like granted, completely different positions, completely different players. But look at guys like Shaq, one of the most dominant centers of all time. Used his height, used his weight and his strength, and dominated everyone in sight.
Like, there was a point in the game, because I make this point whenever I watch Paolo now. It's like, I don't know if it's an ongoing joke or if I just I think I truly do believe it, that the guy doesn't know he has the build of LeBron. He had Trae Young on him, and instead of attacking for 10 seconds, it's not like he was wasting clock either. He was, like, plotting how to cross up Trae Young, and I was like, drive at his chest and get to the hoop.
Just dunk on him.
That's what he wound up doing. But
he took 10 seconds off the clock that didn't need to take off.
It's almost like his coach at one point, like during the possession, was like, "Hey, man,
he's like 5 inches shorter than you. Go into the paint and dunk on him."
Probably 80 pounds on the guy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the Magic they've kind of, because I kind of, since I'm a Sixers fan, I kind of drifted off my watching of basketball towards the end of the year. The Magic, I know at one point I think we were like the 4th or 5th seed. So I was shocked.
They were very good early on.
They were very good. So I think. Personally, I was a little bit shocked to see them at the 7th seed, but I think they definitely. I don't know if they'll beat Boston, but they can definitely give them a hard time for sure.
Well, the thing is too, we've seen that in, I believe, I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I believe last year this was also the same matchup that we got.
I believe so.
And I know they looked at least took like 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be shocked if they would do that again. Do I think they beat Boston? Absolutely not.
Definitely not.
But do I think they definitely give them a run for their money? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely make it hard. And it'll be I think in terms of 2-7 in terms of 2-7 matchups, these are both really
phenomenal.
These will be very entertaining series. But let's I guess you want to maybe try and break this down as quickly as possible. This first round at least.
So whoever we have the winner of the 8-10 game, I believe that will be going on. I believe tomorrow night.
Tomorrow, I can double check for you, but
Mavs Grizzlies, they'll go against the Thunder. Congratulations, you're going against the most dominant team in basketball currently.
The 8-9s are playing tonight.
So okay, so we'll see who exactly the first round is going to be against for every team here after tonight. I think it should be the Grizzlies. Could the Mavs surprise me again? Yes.
I'm with you.
I think
if it's not the Grizzlies, then I'll be surprised.
Oh yeah. Would I be shocked if the Mavs find a way to win it? No. I mean, if Clay plays like he did against the Kings, there's a very good chance they could beat the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I mean, if Clay played like his prime self, surprisingly, in an elimination game, I know. But then on the other side, we got the Heat Hawks. Honestly, I would not be shocked if the Heat beat the Hawks.
I think I agree, especially with how they played last game.
Oh, yeah.
This matchup is so boring. But
Do-
it's so evenly matched, I think.
Yes, and I just think when it comes to playoff time, and like I mentioned before, you have Spoelstra, you have this team that no matter what, they'll turn it on when it matters most.
Yeah.
And I think they get it done. So be the 10 versus, I guess, technically now the 8 seed, but originally the 10 seed against the 1. Do I think they take a game? Probably. Cavs would probably take it, the whole thing, though. Pacers, Bucks is going to be an interesting one.
That's going to be a fun one, and I have a hot take. I don't know if it's a hot take because the Pacers are a good basketball team.
Yeah.
I think the Pacers beat the Bucks first off.
You think they take the series?
I think they take the series, and then I could see the Pacers maybe making it to the Eastern Conference Finals again. I just like how they're built.
I think it's a very tough, top-heavy conference, in my opinion.
It is.
I mean, you got the Cavs. The Bucks aren't no pushover either.
Yeah, if you have Giannis on your team, look out.
Well, and then Dame's coming back
Lillard,
after that that blood clot.
Yep.
So you have Giannis, you have Dame, you have the Knicks with all their really good players in Brunson, Cat, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart is a dog.
Yeah,
Love that guy.
That series with the Pistons, Knicks, and Pistons.
That'll be a really good series too.
That might get ugly as well.
I mean, it's two very tough teams that are not going to be willing to back down, and we're going to see some very good basketball.
Yeah, I think we might see what's his name? On the Pistons.
Isaiah Stewart.
I think we're going to see some beef stew haymakers. That's what I live for. I love the guy.
With who exactly you thinking, though? I would probably guess Cat, but...
Cat, possibly. Honest,
I don't know if
I think a sleeper pick could be Josh Hart here. Because Josh Hart in the playoffs, especially when the Sixers play, it's like he's annoying. So, beef stew might take exception to that.
Yeah. So then on the other side, this is also going to be another. I think all these matchups are so good.
This is a very good first round.
Absolutely, we have a lot of good teams and a lot of close matchups to where literally, outside of I would think the one in 8 games.
Yeah.
I think every single one of these could go either way, or at least be super close at that.
Like I'm looking at this eastern side of the bracket, and for the first time, I'm not seeing like a sweep. The Cavs are probably the only team that could sweep.
Yes,
because the Cavs are a very good team, but they haven't been playing.
They've been playing down to their opponents.
They haven't been playing their best ball for a little bit now, and then whoever's the 8-9 that makes it in, either if it's Hawks or Heat, I just can't really see them making it a series. I can see them maybe stealing a game.
Maybe one game, I think.
Maybe a good shooting night, they can steal a game.
You see Hero go for like 30 or 40, which is definitely possible.
Your 2-7 usually contains a sweep, but
usually,
this 2-7 is really good as well.
Absolutely. Magic are no pushover, even though they're just at 500.
Yeah.
The Warriors are it's just so funny because you look at the records for both sides, and you see the Magic are 41-41. And you go over to the 7 seed for the other conference.
Yeah.
The Warriors are 48-34.
Yeah, the Western Conference is it's not a fun place to play.
No.
You know, they're calling it the Wild Wild West for a reason.
And it's very wild. I mean, all these teams are very, very competitive.
The Western Conference first round might be the greatest thing I've ever watched in a long time.
And I mean, we saw so many classics, whether it's in the first round or just later down the stretch. We saw I forget that. I believe it was on the other side, but that was on the East. But when Kawhi and the Sixers, that year they won the championship. That insane fading shot.
I remember that.
Yeah, sorry to bring that up back
really
to your memory.
Up, dude.
I'm sorry.
I thought we were talking about these playoffs. You just gave me.
I realized after I started the thought, it was like, wait, that's the East. But well, whatever.
It's one of the worst things that ever happened to me. All right, let's get into the West.
That's my thought about the 2021 playoffs where Cooper Kupp burned us over the top in his Triple Crown year. It's like you have one guy to cover,
and you don't.
And you don't cover him. You let him go 30 yards untouched.
It's like, thanks,
pretty
guys.
much to the end zone. It's like, hey, we have AB, we have Gronk, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
The issue is we knew it was going to Kawhi, so we double teamed him.
Yeah, we should have known it was going to Cooper Kupp, but I mean, I guess not.
Yeah. Well, the Grizzlies and Mavs, your reward is OKC.
Yeah, and it's not going to be a very nice reward at that.
That'll be the only sweep of the playoffs, I think.
I wouldn't be shocked.
OKC is so good.
Oh,
they are not
so young too.
Yes. So
this
is what I was explaining to my roommate, who's an OKC fan, and luckily he agreed. They are not a super team.
No.
They are just one of the best teams.
Well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
and you got to think about it this way too, is it's probably the youngest roster in basketball, and they still have I would think it's 14. Let me double check for sure here.
They got a crap ton of picks they're sitting on.
Insane, and they have the chance to still get Cooper Flag.
And oh my God, yeah,
it's insane.
And everyone's like, oh well, for example, the Sixers window is closing with Embiid, but you look at OKC with their young core, you don't even know where their window ends right now.
I just looked it up. Over the next 7 years, the number 1 seed OKC Thunder have 13 first-round picks.
That's good.
17 second-round picks.
Nice. 30 picks.
30 picks over the next 7 years, while also being the top seed in their conference and being the youngest team in basketball.
So what they're going to do, and this is what they've done to get here, is obviously they're going to have to pay people.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to have to let people go because you cannot pay this whole team. But when you have 30 picks in the next 7 years,
you should be able to
hit
back
on some young talent and just keep this cycle going. I think you pay Shea.
Yeah, you can't let Shea walk.
You cannot. Well, I think you let Shea walk. That's just malpractice in the sports world. You're going to pay him.
You got to think about it this way, too. I think they got him only for Gallinari was involved in the trade. I know that.
Yeah.
It was the Paul George trade.
Yep.
And honestly, you think about it this way, more than not, the Thunder won that trade by a mile.
Well, yeah,
Clips lost that.
I recently
so much.
Actually tweeted about this. I said, why don't we bully the Clippers more for doing this? I was like, was SGA just a throw-in player, or was OKC like, hey, we want this guy because he wasn't?
SGA also wasn't the first option either.
Yeah, and he wasn't very special.
Wasn't Tobias Harris was the first option that year?
It was Tobias. Yes, I think you're right. And then, SGA wasn't anything special on the Clippers. So who was it? An accident by the Clippers, and we're like, oh, we'll throw this guy in. Where was Sam Presti, the GM for OKC? Like, I want that guy.
He's like the God. Now I'm blanking on the Eagles owner before the
Jeffrey
NBA.
Lurie, or
GM.
Or GM.
Gosh,
I'm looking at. Oh, this is bad.
I see his face too. I can't.
Howie Roseman.
Yes, he's like the Howie Roseman of the NBA.
Yeah.
It's insane how well they've been run these last few years to the point where they're now set up, I would say, probably for the next decade, if not more. And this team, not only now, but in the future, is going to be a giant problem for that entire conference.
This isn't even the best version of this team.
Oh, absolutely not, because some of these guys are just getting into their prime.
Yeah, and the thing about it, maybe they don't want to pay their talent. Maybe 2 years from now, a big free agent sees what OKC's doing. He's like, I want to go there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like,
and when you're that good, when you're that young, even if it's not a prime market, you're gonna attract big name free agents.
Yes. It
does not matter.
People want to win.
Oh yeah.
No matter how little or how much they say they don't care about championships, and
they do.
They do. They really do.
We've seen it time and time again. KD going to the Warriors.
Now he wants to go to Houston. If you saw that. Speaking of Houston, first Golden State.
Yep.
That'll be a fun one.
It's gonna be a really good
7.
Really good game.
Like you said, it should be fireworks. Both I don't want to say the Warriors are a gritty team, but they have a gritty guy in Draymond Green who won't really take any crap from anyone. And yeah, now they have Jimmy, so I guess maybe they're a little bit more gritty than I previously thought. The Rockets, though, their identity is defense. And they are going to give Steph Curry a hard time, which they did in the regular season. I think they held him to 2 points.
Let me double check and pull that up now.
It's gonna be a long series, I think, for both teams, just mentally draining 48 minutes of basketball. But at the end of the day, I think Houston probably pulls this out. But, when you have Steph Curry, in the words of Jason Tatum, anything is possible.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't want to really – I think this goes to 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. And if we get to 7, maybe this isn't a good thing to say. It could go either way, that game. But if we're in 6, I think it's going to be Houston in 6. But, yeah, it'll be a very fun series.
Yeah, this season, the Rockets swept Golden State.
Yeah.
And they beat them. Golden State put up 110 both times. Houston put up 128, 127.
Yeah. So, again, that defense, slowing them down. And, again, since
Actually, no. I'm incorrect about that.
Okay.
Houston won the second game.
Okay.
I was looking at the all-time record.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
You're good.
On this website. First game of the season between the two, Golden State won by 7.
Yep.
That was in February 13th of 2025. And then just earlier this month on the 6th, the Warriors lost by 10, 96-106.
Okay. So, and then, this will be a good stat to look at. Steph's most recent game versus the Rockets. He played 33 minutes. He had 8 assists. Shot 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
Made it once. He had 3 points.
Yikes. And for your superstar,
So,
and a guy that you rely on so
obviously,
heavily.
Steph isn't always going to shoot 1 of 10.
Oh, yeah.
But the other games, the previous 5, were 7 of 17, 8 of 17, 9 of 14, 8 of 14. So the last 2 there are pretty solid games. But it's going to be a long night every night for Steph because I think the Rockets, again, their identity is defense. They're very proud of their defense.
Grind, baby.
They will take pride in slowing Steph down and say, okay, you're going to have to beat us in other ways. And that other way probably will be Jimmy Butler because he might be one of the best playoff performers ever.
When you have Jimmy Butler, when you have Jimmy Butler on your team in the playoffs, you're guaranteed to at least take 2 games. And to me, it's funny, but
it is.
It's,
no, you're right.
Honestly, it's so true. And you look back at it, any team that has had Jimmy Butler on their team in the playoffs, and they're almost always making a deep run.
It's the Jimmy tax, yeah.
I mean, Jimmy Buckets gets it done.
He does get it done.
And it's...
I mean, he had 38 in the play-in.
Yeah, 30 in the play-in, so you didn't even have to rely on Steph.
No.
So, I mean, while the Warriors are going to have a hard time getting things done, you got to think about it the other way, too, where the Rockets, their defense has been elite all season. Are they going to be able to now handle Jimmy Butler as well?
It'll be a fun watch for sure. But, again, like I was going to mention earlier, since I am a Sixers fan, I kind of backed off on the NBA this year.
Mm-hmm.
I am so shocked the Rockets are the 2 seed.
I was shocked, too. I also kind of backed off towards the end
I know they
there,
were a
too.
good young team.
Oh, yeah.
If you would have told me, beginning of the year, my prediction, I would have never said 2 seed. I would have said 5, 6.
Oh, yeah.
At best. So, good for them.
Very good team.
Should be a lot of fun. Moving on to the Lakers Timberwolves. This will be, again, just the West is full of fun matchups.
Oh, yeah.
LeBron and Luka versus Ant Edwards and Rudy Gobert. That's a good duo there.
They got Jaden McDaniels.
They do. Who likely will win MVP one day.
Oh, exactly.
It'll work out.
He's gonna win no matter, even if he doesn't make the finals. He's winning finals MVP.
Because they got Luka.
They go Luka, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, so I mean, who would you rather have right now?
I'd rather have Jaden McDaniels.
And who would you rather have in 10 years?
Jaden McDaniels.
Exactly. Thank you. yeah.
So T-Wolves are 4, right? I'm joking.
No, it might be. I like the Lakers a lot these playoffs.
I think the Lakers. I would not be shocked whatsoever if Lakers make it to the finals. And it's crazy, but this team with Luka, and you got to think about it this way too. They only got him halfway through the year. A full season with Luka and LeBron. Yeah. My God.
Like you can argue they still don't know how to play with each other.
Yeah. And you kept Dalton Connect.
Yeah.
You have still some young guys around you. The team is no pushover.
No.
And you also have Austin Reeves as well.
Austin Reeves might be white boy of the year. We talk about it. Me and my roommates all the time. Again, the very heated debates over him. I think he is going to be. I don't want to say the missing piece. I think he's going to be the X factor.
Oh yeah.
If he can, if he
He's
can
had
play
an
to the
awesome
level
season this year.
if he can play to that level, which I think he will be able to, I think the Lakers are an even bigger threat. But the Timberwolves, let's not look over like them. They are a very good team. When you have Ant Edwards, who led the league in 3 points, who, by the way, just became a 3-point specialist this year, which wasn't really in his game. He could shoot the ball,
expanded his game.
He really expanded his game, really honed his craft from the 3-point line. So shout out to him. But I mean, this Timberwolves team, they're always going to be sticking around as of recent years. With Rudy Gobert, defensive anchor. He may not actually be good at basketball, but he's a great defender.
Oh yeah.
And then
you go into the paint against Gobert, you're more than likely you're getting swatted.
Yeah, and then you got I forgot his name. He came from the Knicks. The cat trade.
I know you. Crap.
Why I always blank on his name.
Oh my God.
Julius Randle.
Randall was a part of that, and
Julius Randle.
someone else got moved to them as well from the Knicks.
It
was the other guard,
the 3-point shooter from Villanova,
the Nova Knicks, baby. But now he's no longer. Oh, DiVincenzo.
There we go. See, just had to get.
It took a minute.
We just had to get there. It was around.
Sorry, we don't know ball as much.
No, we clearly don't. But no, Julius Randle. I think he will give you 20 plus a night, seemingly every night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think this will be a fun matchup. This might be LeBron's worst playoffs. That's gonna be my hot take.
I wouldn't be shocked.
And that's purely.
But then again, we also
age.
LeBron in playoffs is also another demon.
LeBron, he knows, like, he'll do the right thing, and I think Bron this year, what I've seen, he has no issue being like, "Hey, Luka,
take the reins,
go at it."
Well, and you got to think about it this way too. They picked his son, yes, but. I mean, he's looked awesome in the G League after those first few games.
He has.
He's really kind of come into his own. I mean, you give him time. I mean, again, people were crapping on him so much, but the thing is, the kid just a year ago had a heart attack.
Yeah.
I mean, someone would even question if he was even able to play again.
Yeah.
Let alone get on an NBA court and play with the best of the best. So thinking about it in a way that, yeah, he's not gonna be great right away. The dude had some serious medical issues.
Yeah.
He didn't even really play at USC. He played like one game and then was done for the year because of a heart issue.
Yeah, unfortunately, the way I look at it, LeBron James could have a son that doesn't grow past 3'5". You're gonna have to draft the guy.
Oh yeah,
and just see if there's potential.
Those genetics, my gosh.
Yes, right. But no, Bronny.
Draft a kid at 10 years old, you'll have yourself a superstar in 20 years.
Yeah, Bronny could be the X factor of the series. During garbage time, he could come in and just start knocking down some threes.
Yeah.
But shout out to Bronny before we move on. MJ, his rookie season, had 9 3-points made. Bronny tied that this season with 9 3-points made.
Future GOAT, man.
Future GOAT, Bronny James.
Mm-hmm.
I guess let's make our prediction for the series. I think Lakers in. Do I want to go bold? I want to say Lakers in 5. If
I was gonna say Lakers in 6.
Okay. Yeah, I think bold was 5. Where I really was probably 6. Yeah. Definitely 6. So,
like you said, I think Reeves is gonna be a huge X factor. Yeah. I mean, the dude really turned it up this year. I mean, from 15.9 last year to 20.2 this year, he got better with stealing the ball. He's now averaged over a steal a game. Rebounding wise, it's the best of his career. Assist wise, it's the best of his career. All around, he improved at every single level.
Career year, yeah.
And he's earned himself a really nice contract.
Yeah, and the thing that has impressed me with Austin Reeves is those nights when Luka was out or Brown was out or even both of them.
He stepped up and
he
was that guy.
He stepped up and he was the guy. And
they were winning games.
He was an undrafted free agent, undrafted rookie, whatever you want to call it. So he's continues to just surprise me, and I think this Lakers team is not only fun. It is the first Lakers team in my life that I've ever enjoyed tuning into ever since I got Luka. Because, Lakers team are like the Yankees. Like, I don't really care for them. But they're a fun team right now, and I'm excited to see him make a run.
And for a player of his caliber, the contract he's on is quite team-friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, he has 3 more years left on his deal. It's like just about under $13 million this year.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, it's about 14, and then it's about 15 the year after. Oh. For a player of his caliber, having career year and just now getting into his prime, with a contract like that, the Lakers could be a real problem.
Yeah, so if Austin Reeves was a top 5 pick, and he was putting up 28 and 8, whatever it is, his next contract is the max.
Supermax.
Yeah. So I don't think he's going to get the max or the supermax.
But his next contract after 2027 is going to be close to like 30 something.
With no Bron on the books, hey man, he might deserve some money. So it'll be fun to watch. Let's move on to the 4-5 here, which is the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Clippers. This series might
go to 7. I would not be shocked if it goes to 7.
This might go to 7. I agree, but
it also depends on if
Kawhi
plays all 7 games.
If Kawhi plays also, I'm looking at this might be the most even matchup.
Oh, absolutely.
First round.
I think out of all this, we talked about how a lot of these are going to be so close, and they're going to be some really good games.
Yeah.
We look at this entire bracket. I don't think there's a single series more close or evenly matched than this one.
Yeah.
The one X factor. There's two X factors in this entire series.
Yep.
You have almost said Doncic. You have Jokic. Jokic is the best player in basketball.
Yeah.
No, hands down. There's no arguments.
Yes, but SGA is the MVP.
SGA is the MVP because of voter fatigue.
Yeah, we can get into that later.
But then on the Clippers side, when you have Kawhi playing, you're untouchable.
Yeah, and he's not only playing, he's
And an
seemingly
elite level.
He's playing again at an elite level, like we always know he can. He
just the
seemingly
injuries.
is healthy at the moment, and the rest of the Clippers team is playing some good basketball. Whereas you look at the Nuggets, Jokic is playing phenomenal, but the rest of the team is kind of struggling. They've kind of limped into the playoffs here. I think the X factor for the series, if you want to just obviously it's going to be Kawhi and Jokic, but I think another big X factor for the Nuggets is going to be Aaron Gordon. He was
2
awesome. years, and 2 years ago and last year in the playoffs, he
really turned it up.
Not only does he turn it up, he like becomes a guy. It's like
he's
you gotta really watch out for him because he's gonna shoot the three ball. He can back you down. He can dunk.
He's not afraid to do it all.
He really isn't, but he's had a quiet regular season. I think for his standards from an outsider looking in. But yeah, if he can play to that level that I've seen him play in the playoffs, I think Denver has two really good guys, but that's a big F, I'd say, with the season. Me personally, just I guess getting into my prediction, I think the Clippers do take this one. But that's only because the way I see it, the Nuggets, Jokic is playing great. The rest of the team seems to be on a downswing, whereas the Clippers, surprisingly to me, are kind of rising at the right time. I mean, they've been in this playoff hunt all season. But they played a very consistent brand of basketball, and it's going to be, again, it's just going to be a war. We're going to 7 here, I think.
Like I said, I definitely think it goes to 7, and it's so tough to say who takes this because both teams are very good. But I think I'm going to side with you. I really think if Kawhi plays all 7 games, I would not be shocked if we see the Nuggets go out round 1.
Yeah. Which, it's such a sad if Kawhi can play 7 games.
But
that's the reality of it.
After that Raptors year, it's been...
He had one healthy year.
And he looked like the best player in or I would say at the time probably the best player in basketball.
I think he was for that season. It was one of the most impressive individual seasons I've seen.
And then you saw what he did in the playoffs. Again, sorry to bring it back up some bad times for you as a Sixers fan. But single-handedly, I think he won the Raptors 90% of those games.
There were so many games where if Kawhi Leonard doesn't
play, the Raptors
the best player in the world at the
close
time,
to the championship.
Yeah, the Sixers are going to win. But no, to your point, which it sucks you bring it up, but it's just
the fact.
It's the reality. The reality for me is, if that was like anyone else, if that was like I don't want to say Bron, but if that was like any other player in the league, I would to this day hate them so much. But there's something about Kawhi. He did that. Man. It could be the laugh, but he just goes to work. You know, he does. I don't even know if he knows he's playing basketball. He's just showing up, clocking in. He's like, "Oh, I'm playing basketball tonight."
Jokic type stuff.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, but Kawhi, he's a great ball player. He's a ton of fun to watch when he's firing on all cylinders. But yeah, this matchup will be a lot of fun. I think we can wrap up basketball here. Do we want to give maybe our championship prediction? Just maybe the matchup, or maybe just the team that you think's gonna win it.
Alrighty, so me taking a look here. I don't think Rockets Warriors make it. I think conference finals. It's gonna be Thunder. It's gonna be Lakers.
Yeah, I like that.
On the other side of things, for some reason, do I think the Cavs would make it if they were any other spot to the conference finals? No. Okay. But on that side of the bracket, I think they definitely make it.
And I think the Cavs, if they can play the way they were playing when they were on those 16-game win streaks, they're gonna be hard.
They're be a hard team out.
But if they're gonna play like they played on the backstretch of this season, like the last 15 games, I'm gonna be concerned because, spoiler, my pick for the finals is Cavs OKC. I think both the 1 seeds kind of do their thing.
I could definitely see it.
But if the Cavs are playing the way that I'm concerned about, I think the Celtics will beat them in the conference finals. I think it'll be Cavs-Celtics in the conference finals.
I think it's in that bottom half of that side of the bracket. I think it's going to be very close between the Knicks and Celtics. I think the
Yes.
Knicks could be a dark horse. You know what? Give me the Knicks and the Thunder.
I love it. I love it.
I think that would be an awesome matchup. I think Brunson turns it on.
Uh-huh.
He just came back from injury. And then you have Cat, who's had probably another career year.
Yep.
Dude is an insane ball player, averaging, like, I would say, during the early stretch of the season, like 14 boards a game.
Like 14 boards in like the first half, and then he'd finish with like 60, which was always impressive. I found
it's insane. I don't know what it was. I guess probably because of having Gobert.
Yeah,
but he looks like a totally different ball player in New York.
And he's a volume 3-point shooter at a very good rate.
Oh, absolutely. And I think their team is so well rounded, and they have a solid second team coming off the bench. I would not be shocked if they could upset the Celtics and then upset the Cavs as well to make it all.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that being a possibility. The Knicks are a very good team.
It's just, can they beat the big teams when it matters? That was the thing that kind of hampered them throughout the season too.
So one thing we might see here, and why I think the Celtics could go back, is arguably maybe in the regular season they had some championship hangover.
Yep.
And maybe now it's like, it's the playoffs, let's lock in. They're the same team as last year.
Mm-hmm.
Completely the same. So maybe with the exception of like their 10th and 12th guys off the bench. But beyond that, I think their core team has not been touched. They just got older. Like Jrue Holiday got a little bit older, hasn't done as great. But overall, if the Celtics can be like, if it was maybe it's the 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
If it maybe was a playoff or a championship hangover and you got the 2 seed, but maybe that's just how they are. Maybe they're a little bit spotty this year. But yeah, Cavs, Celtics, I think are gonna do it. But again, I mentioned the Pistons earlier.
I think the Pistons could be a dark horse
The
too.
Pistons could be the real dark horse here.
I don't mean to say, like, I don't think the Pacers or Bucks stand a chance once they make it past the first round. But I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't think the Bucks really have it this year.
I don't think the Pacers do either. I mean, Halliburton's spotty. I love the guy. Amazing player. Do I think he has the it factor when it comes to playoff time? No.
Okay.
Do I think he has the it factor regular season-wise? Yes. He's one of the best young players in the game. But do I think, until I see it, do I think he could go past these teams like the Cavs or the Knicks or the Celtics? No.
So, like, I totally get that. And, like, that's what I thought last year. But they made a run to the Eastern Conference Finals and got slapped in the face by the Celtics.
Yep.
But they were, like, for I think games 1 through 3, they were, like, a bucket away from forcing overtime or winning.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't ever do it.
Honestly, I forgot they were in the conference finals last year.
And that's
crazy
where
to
I'm at.
me.
Like, I think, like, I don't know if they could redo it, but just the way they're built, I think they're built for the playoffs. Like, adding Pascal Siakam,
Spicy P, baby.
adding Spicy P has been such a boost to their morale and just the way their team functions. It's a fun team to watch, but at the end of the day, I think OKC is by far and away the best team in the NBA.
And I don't think it's close.
And if OKC does not win the NBA Finals, I will be completely shocked. And I think that, and I have no issue saying that. I think this is OKC's tournament to lose right now.
Oh, it's absolutely their playoffs to lose. I don't think there's a single team that consistently will stand a chance outside of maybe the Cavs or Celtics.
I'm going to disagree. If OKC loses, they're going to have to lose in the West.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what their OKC's record was against the East this year?
I'm pretty sure they didn't lose a single game. If they lost one, it was to the Cavs, and that was like the one game they lost.
29-1
to the Cavs.
To the Cavs.
Yep.
Who is beating these guys 4 times?
I know the Kings beat them.
Yeah,
What's funny is this.
Should we call the Kings in?
What's funny is, this is what I said to you before we started. I said, can they beat the best of the best? Yes. Can they get it done consistently? Consistently, absolutely not.
Yeah.
They beat the Thunder. They beat the Cavs. They beat the Rockets. I think they beat the Celtics too.
Yeah.
They beat all the top 2 seeds in both conferences. They beat the Lakers before. I'm pretty sure they beat the Nuggets as well.
Yeah.
Like, they've beaten these top teams, but they just always play down to their worst opponents.
Yeah, well, it also doesn't help they shipped away like their point guard.
Granted,
What did they get?
it was Levine, some picks. It was I think it was either Magic
Levine was
or
on that team, man.
it was a lot. Someone's lot. I think it might be. It was some lottery protected pick for.
Okay.
Oh, it was the Hornets lottery protected pick for this year. But again, the Hornets are going to be in the lottery, so we get their pick next year.
Yeah, nice.
But again, I mean, I don't know. Do I think our future's bright? It's cloudy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something to watch.
So
but again,
so is my teams. I don't know.
We're in limbo, both of us.
Yeah.
But
at least my team has a chance of getting Cooper Flag.
I wish mine. Well, technically, we're eliminated. We have a chance, but I mean, 1%. I don't see it happening. But then again, we did jump for Keegan Murray the one year.
Yeah.
We were in the play-in and ended up getting lucky and going to
so
the top 4.
I think that's enough playoff talk. I think that's probably ate up a chunk of our time here, but
it took up 40 minutes of
perfect. So let's wrap this up. Not right now, but our last segment here will be a 2-segment show.
Yep.
I think nothing's better than a 2-segment show.
Totally.
Let's talk WrestleMania.
I'm a huge WWE fan. I mean, I know you more recently have gotten into it.
Yes.
And as someone who was at last year's WrestleMania in Philly, I would say probably one of my favorite weeks of my life. I was there for SmackDown, the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Takeover early Saturday, Mania that night. Froze my butt off that night, the first one. So cold. Night 2, probably the best single one-night show of my life. I would say, and a lot of people would argue, the best WrestleMania of all time that year.
Yeah, I saw a lot of, again, because we'll put it this way for all of our listeners. You'll be my tour guide with the WrestleMania, with the wrestling stuff. I'm a filthy casual. Just recently started watching. Got into it, I'd say, truly because of last year's WrestleMania. Had no idea what was going on. I didn't know any of the storylines. I didn't know who the hell Cody Rhodes was. But I was having the most fun I've ever had with a singular sporting event from my couch in a very long time. So fun, in fact, the cops were called on my roommate and I. They showed up at our front door. They said, "What the hell are you guys doing?" I said, "Oh, we're watching WrestleMania." The officer looked at us and said, "Oh,
have fun.
Guys."
Yep.
So he was very nice. He just said, please be a little bit more respectful.
Keep it down a little.
It's hard to be respectful when The Undertaker comes out. I don't know what to tell you.
And I was telling him this story before we walked into the building here today. I said, as someone that was there that night, I'm sitting to the left of me is my father. We're there at Mania. To the right of me, there's these 2 dudes, probably like in their 30s. I have no clue who they are. The Undertaker's, I would say, I'm pretty sure it's a gong, is whatever it's called. Yeah. That hits. Me and these 2 dudes, I have no clue who they are. Like, arms wrapped around each other's shoulders, jumping up for joy because The Undertaker came out. And as a 21-year-old man, I'm not disappointed in myself.
No, and like I mentioned, I'm a very
no shame.
Filthy casual, but I think wrestling is so ingrained into culture. Like, more than I realized is what I figured in this past year. I've never seen The Undertaker come out of nowhere live once. I've never really heard it from a wrestling match. But I know it through, like, pop culture and whatnot.
Yeah. It's
that
massive.
Gong hit, and I felt something. I don't know if something left my body or something entered my body. It might have been a bit of both. I was a different person. I was on my coffee table jumping up and down.
I mean, Taker is, I would say, one of, if not the biggest attractions, name-wise.
Yeah.
He was never, like, always, like, a champion, like a John Cena or, like, a Hulk Hogan or, like, Bruno Sammartino. That's a name you probably won't know exactly who it is. The longest reigning champion of all time in wrestling. He held the title for like almost 8 years consecutively.
Yeah.
Nuts. But he's never been that guy to hold the belt for like insanely long. But when you think of wrestling, you think of one guy. Well, I would say 2. You think of John Cena, you think of The Undertaker. And both were there that night.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think because the fun thing was like they kept bringing out guys that I knew. I was like, why are they here?
It was in the crowd.
You were probably why are they here?
Every single time, I'm like peeping. I lost my voice by the end of that night.
Yeah, I can imagine.
What made it worse was the next morning at like 6 o'clock in the morning, I had to wake up to do a presentation for a class, and on Zoom. So
That's
I
funny.
no voice, did a presentation the next morning at 6:00, and then was in Philly. Went to the WWE World stuff they had, and then went to Raw after Mania that next night. It was a weekend. Well, I'd say like I was like a 5-day stretch. It was just pure wrestling,
Yeah.
and it was pure joy at that.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away with talking about last year's Mania in Philly, we have about I would say close to 15 minutes left here of our time. But let's get into this year's WrestleMania. It's held in the what I call the Death Star, but the Las Vegas Raiders field, the Allegiant Stadium, and it's been a very, very hyped up card. Not maybe like star power wise, we don't have like no Rock, so there's no like insanely big name guys, but there's a lot of like matches that you think you could see these two guys in the ring, and it's just gonna be a banger.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and again, filthy casual over here.
Mm-hmm.
Over the past year, I've gotten to know some of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
To my knowledge, I think Jey Uso versus Gunther.
Yeet.
I think that'll be.
I might have to cut that one out.
I think that looks like it'll be a fun matchup. You got Seth Rollins. That's my friend, by the way.
Technically. What a guy. I mean, so chill. I mean, walked up to him. Hey,
can I get a photo, sir? Okay.
Best friends, man.
Yeah. So him and I are good buddies now.
Shout
Seth
out
Rollins,
Dawson
Roman
and,
Reigns,
Seth
CM Punk.
Rollins.
That's a fun trio of dudes.
Punk, I would say one of the icons of really bringing in, I would say, like attitude and your true self to your character in wrestling.
Yep.
And that pipe bomb, I believe it was 2011, changed wrestling.
Can you explain that? I've heard pipe bomb, but I'm not really sure.
It was pretty much, it was during a feud with him and Cena.
Yeah.
And he kind of just had enough.
Yeah.
He was annoyed because he was in the title picture all year against Cena.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of annoyed for the simple fact of they just pretty much handed The Rock the Mania main event with Cena when he was involved with the whole thing the entire time. And pretty much aired out all his grievances live on air.
Okay.
No care whatsoever. He said some wild things, stuff we cannot say on here. Stuff about the former owner, who will not be named at this time.
You could learn more about him on the Netflix documentary.
Yes, you can.
Great documentary.
Stuff about Stephanie McMahon, stuff about Triple H, and some butt kissing.
Yeah.
Per se. But that pipe bomb itself really changed the landscape of wrestling, and a lot of current superstars now say that's what really pushed them to become a wrestler.
Now, was this pipe bomb, was this scripted? Or?
No. He went off script.
So he went off script.
Cole Cabana was a guy that got fired a while back, but it was one of his best friends. And he was like, "Hey, Cole Cabana, breaking the fourth wall," waving at the camera.
Oh, wow.
And they cut off his mic multiple times.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's fun. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like, it was completely unscripted.
Love that.
He went out there with a Stone Cold shirt on, sat on the stage, and went to town. And had probably the greatest promo, I would argue, all time.
He got kicked out of WWE at one point.
Essentially fired.
Okay.
Because they wanted him to wrestle while, at least for what he said, and I wouldn't be shocked at that time. He had a staph infection, from what I remember exactly, and so he was sick, and they wanted him to wrestle and stuff, and he just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And he got fired on his wedding day. Yeah. And he never stepped foot into wrestling until was it 2022 with AEW? Let me double check the date exactly. It was just a year ago today, actually, about 4 months ago, was Punk's return to WWE, which, I mean, the quote was, "Hell froze over."
Yeah.
No one in their mind would ever have thought CM Punk would have returned to WWE,
Yeah.
especially with how hostile his exit was,
Yeah.
how just, I would guess, negative he
Mhm.
was towards the company
Yeah.
with prior ownership, prior
'Cause didn't
show running.
Sorry to cut you off. This is me trying to piece things together because, again, he went to, was it AEW?
AEW,
And then he,
that's Tony Khan, Nick Khan, the
Yeah.
owner of the Jaguars' son.
and then wasn't he, on AEW kind of, going at WWE? Or am I making that up?
AEW always finds a way to throw some jabs
Okay.
at WWE. WWE, while they don't do it often, they have thrown a few jabs back.
Okay.
I'll tell you more after this. 'Cause some of them aren't airable. But, yeah.
No, I
But he
find,
went to AEW,
I
had
find it very interesting.
Punk's a personality. I mean, his
Yeah.
song itself is a cult of personality.
Yeah.
And got into it with some guys over there. Ended up getting into a brawl, actually, backstage. Ultimately leading in his, release from his contract.
Again, unscripted?
Unscripted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with wrestling. Is I gotta figure out
Punk
what's showbiz and what is.
Punk is a guy that will speak his mind. No craps given.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that will keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't like that.
Yeah.
But he's honest. And I think that's why he grabs some people the wrong way, for the simple fact of he doesn't care what you think. He's going to be real 100% of the time. And if you don't like it, you got to deal with it. But, yeah, Punk coming back to WWE just last year, no one thought it was going to ever happen. There was rumors. Obviously, they're in Chicago for Survivor Series at the time. Was there rumors? Absolutely. But did anyone think it was going to happen? Because you already saw Orton return that night from neck surgery? No.
Yeah.
And then, kind of tying into the Mania match itself, Rollins was not a fan of Punk whatsoever. He was annoyed with the jabs he threw back at WWE.
Mm-hmm.
They just both. I would say, I don't think Punk had an issue with him. It was more so Rollins just didn't like how Punk, when he was away from the company, bashed them.
Yeah.
He rubbed him the wrong way. And while in interviews previously, Rollins would call Punk like a locker room cancer.
Yeah.
He would say a lot of things. Again, unscripted completely, because he's not even in the company at the time. And, we saw that night. I don't know if it was scripted or not. All I know is you saw Rollins flip his lid.
Mm-hmm.
That Punk was back. I know, I'm pretty sure they didn't get a contract signed until, an hour before he actually came out there.
Oh, wow.
Punk.
That's pretty fun.
Showed up there. They talked about things like, hey, I got a contract here an hour before you're supposed to go out and have fun. But, yeah, Punk and Rollins.
They hate each other.
Maybe they kind of combed things over.
Okay.
But before, actually, around the time that he returned, no. Not at all.
Oh.
And then when you tie in Punk to Reigns, Punk's best friend, his former, I would say, advocate, some would say, for Heyman's sake, the reigning, defending, undisputed champion.
Mm-hmm.
He was a former advocate for Punk early in his career, around the time, actually, I would say, I believe this was after the pipe bomb, if I remember correctly. Excuse me. But Punk and him were super close. I believe he was the reason WWE truly gave Punk a look, too.
Okay.
Heyman and Punk are really close. And when Punk helped the Bloodline for Survivor Series, he called in, he said that Heyman owed him, excuse me, stumbling on my words here, Punk owed him a favor.
Yeah.
And that favor ended up being he's on his side in his corner for this year's Mania, which makes it a whole lot interesting, as for the first time in about 4 years, Heyman's not with the Tribal Chief come WrestleMania. He's in the other corner. Raising the fingers, acknowledging your Tribal Chief.
I got some of it.
But, yeah, for the first time in quite a few years, Heyman is not in the corner of Reigns, and it's going to be interesting
So,
for sure.
is there within this triple threat?
Mm-hmm.
Is there maybe like a 2-on-1 going, or is it truly like they all hate each other equally?
I think all of them beat the crap out of each other.
Okay.
I think it's going to be full-on mayhem.
Okay.
Do I think there could be something that happens? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of things being rumored that Heyman sides with Rollins.
He should. Because I side with Rollins.
Side with Rollins?
Mm-hmm.
Your best friend?
My best friend.
What a guy.
What a guy.
He's a Bears fan.
Yeah. It's okay.
Wild.
It's all right.
But
he doesn't know any better.
I mean,
he's young.
He's a Davenport, Iowa guy. But I would not be shocked if Rollins does win it. I think if Rollins had a chance of winning it, it would have to be Heyman siding with him or doing something to cost the other two.
What if they all knock each other out and then Heyman wins? Because, like, he wants to win. He, like, rips off his suit and, like, he's got
like a full-on, like, singlet on.
Yeah, he's, like, ready to go.
He's got, like, a wrestling, like, I don't know, the helmet things, or whatever they wear.
He like, calls out Pat McAfee.
He calls out Pat McAfee one-on-one in the ring right now.
Why are we not in the writer's room?
We should be.
We should. I think we just...
Hey, WWE, give us a call.
We just saved wrestling.
We did.
With the 3
words.
Book
it right now. This year's WrestleMania, Paul Heyman, one-on-one with Pat McAfee. Heck, give us Michael Cole. Make it a triple threat.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good.
Michael Cole has... I don't know if you know this, but Michael Cole had a few matches.
I think I've heard that.
It was... Because that was whenever they were having, like, arguments at the table with Jerry the King Lawler, who was a Hall of Famer. But... yeah, like him and Lawler had a few matches, actually.
That's funny.
And in the storyline, so much so to the point where Cole would have a little bulletproof glass box around him to call the show.
That's funny.
It was a wild time in the early 2010s for
Is that they were kind of just trying to throw stuff at a wall?
I mean, a lot of it worked. Honestly, I'm most fond of that time.
Okay.
A lot of people didn't like that time.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, growing up, born early 2000s, really didn't understand much until like late 2000s. Until like the early 2010s was really my I guess heyday, you could say.
Like nostalgia is really rooted in like childhood.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I know probably like
that's how I became a fan of a lot of my teams.
Yeah, right. I know people probably hate the early 2010s wrestling because I've heard it.
A lot of people did not like it.
But you love it, it sounds like.
I mean, it was the time I'm most fond of. It's where I kind of grew a basis of who I liked. It's where I really got into it. And do I think it's one of the worst times in wrestling? No. Mm-hmm. But then again, I'm more fond of it than others.
No, that's fair.
And kind of what I grew up on. Did I watch other companies? Like during that time, the early 2010s, TNA was really big. A lot of big names, Kurt Angle, Abyss, AJ Styles, who's in WWE now, my favorite wrestler of all time, the phenomenal one. Mm-hmm. They had guys like Christopher Daniels, Robert Roode, who's now a writer for WWE, former United States and NXT champion. Also, I believe, tag team champion, too.
Okay.
But, and then Abyss is actually a writer for WWE, too. Like a lot of like former WWE guys were over there at the time.
Yeah.
It was... Jeff Hardy, the Hardys.
Oh, I love them.
You love the Hardys?
I love the Hardy Boys. I need them to do anything in their power to
I know
get
they
one more run.
Just recently, because with the deal that WWE have with TNA, is you see a lot of it. I mean, we just saw Joe Hendry show up to say his name and he appears.
I know that one. That's a good tune.
It was a great tune. I have that on my music playlist for some reason.
Good. You should.
But we've seen like a lot of these TNA people are showing up more and more. I mean, granted, some of them after their contracts have ended are jumping ship, like Jordan Grace and stuff like that. But with this deal that they have, NXT and TNA have worked closely, so we see a lot of guys or a lot of crossover between the two companies.
Yeah.
So, like, we've seen the Hardys just on, like, NXT TV the other week fighting for the NXT tag titles.
Yep.
Do I think there's a chance that the Hardys have it one last run with WWE, I think it's a very good shot, especially with this deal they have now.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Because they're a draw. They are absolutely electric. And when I want to talk about being casual, it's like, I know those guys. Like,
Do you know those guys?
I know that. I don't know if I know them, but it's like, I know those guys. Like, they'll, I'll do the little
the hand,
yeah, right.
hand flick.
I think out of any wrestler, like, I've probably watched their matches the most on YouTube.
Well, and you think about it,
just
too.
electric stuff.
Prime Jeff Hardy is, while he had his issues personally, Prime Jeff Hardy is one of the most electric wrestlers you could ever watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's one WrestleMania, top of the ladder, like 20 feet up high, in the ring, so probably about almost 30 feet in the air. Swanton Bomb. This was one of the years when they were doing the WrestleMania Money in the Bank matches.
Yeah.
Top of the ladder, Swanton Bomb onto Edge out on top of another ladder.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It was wild.
Yeah, like, I can see why he was on so many painkillers and things like that, unfortunately.
He put his body through
a lot.
A lot
to say the least.
He's not the same as he once was.
Yeah.
With what you're doing to what he did to his body in those early days, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, we see a lot of guys where they have to kind of change the way they go about doing things after a certain bit, because the way they wrestle or the moves they do, while it's scripted wrestling, it's still real, because no matter what, you could still get injured.
You can get very injured.
It's not.
Nothing can really protect you jumping 30 feet off of the ladder.
Well, and thing is, too, there's always a chance for something to go wrong. I mean, you look at, I'm not sure, have you heard about, like, the Big E situation?
He broke his neck?
It was a botched move.
Yeah.
From Ridge Holland.
Uh-huh.
It was a belly-to-belly suplex. Couldn't fully get, like, him pulled over enough. And went pretty much straight up and head down right onto the ground. I mean,
I know wrestling.
If wrestling was scripted and fake, why is he not wrestling now?
Yeah, I think it might have been SummerSlam. I'll quickly say this, and I want to ask you a question. I think it was SummerSlam. Was it McMahon's son? What's his name?
Shane.
He like tore both his quads. Was it?
That was Vince.
Oh, that was Vince.
He
That's so funny.
It was Royal Rumble. The final two was Cena and Batista. And they accidentally eliminated the both of themselves at the same time.
Oh, wow.
He was so angry and livid that the ending got botched.
Yeah.
He ran in, and when he tried to dive into the ring, above his knees, his quads leveled onto the apron.
Oh.
And as soon as he stood up, both quads torn at the exact same time.
Oh, my God.
So he's just sitting in there yelling at them.
From the floor, yeah, right?
He's sitting in the ring on the mat, just pointing at them and just yelling and screaming at them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, we got kind of far off of the WrestleMania predictions.
We did. Okay, so, because I know we're running out of time, so I'll ask you this. Give me your prediction for Cody Rhodes and The Rock, and then give me your...
Cody and Cena?
Or, yeah.
Cody Rhodes and The Rock was some good fights last year.
Well, I guess, the second part of my question...
He sold his soul?
Yeah, the second part of my question was going to be, give me a prediction of who you think is going to come out, which I was thinking The Rock, so maybe that's why I said
I would not be shocked if The Rock makes an appearance. Travis Scott will be there. I mean, can't speak. WWE already said that Travis Scott will be there.
He's just going to be going around slapping people.
He's going to give Cody another black eye and burst eardrum.
Yeah, my goodness.
But, do I think Cody wins? Do I think there's a possibility? Yes, because I thought Cody was winning 2 years ago. And that never happened. Saw the story getting finished last year, obviously. Yeah. Amazing moment. But do I think he holds it through this year's WrestleMania? No. I don't see a way, right? I don't see a way they give Cena this opportunity and they don't give him that chance to kind of cement himself as they've been calling him the GOAT for like the last 2 years now.
He's at 17 titles and 18 would separate him.
He's tied with Ric Flair for the most world championships of all time.
You cannot bring him back and not give him.
And especially on his retirement tour, the biggest stage of them all, his last WrestleMania.
Imagine the crowd.
Oh, the crowd, even if he is a heel, which he is now.
Yeah.
The crowd is going to explode.
Yeah.
for the simple fact of they were there witnessing history, and that's his final title. Do I think he breaks character after that? Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's going to be a heel. Do I think he keeps that stone cold, angry face? No.
I
would not be surprised if we see Cena, who is often a very wise and, like, held together guy.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if we see him cry.
Yeah. I could imagine. I mean, the WWE has so much history. It's like,
Well, I mean,
you're standing alone at the top.
He's gotten to a lot of where he is today simply because of what he's done in WWE.
Yeah.
He would not be in Hollywood if he wasn't in WWE.
No.
I mean, the same thing with The Rock.
Yeah.
They gave him this platform to do what he does today, and he's built upon. He's become this huge guy in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Same with The Rock, and I think, I mean, like we said before, it's his last WrestleMania. It's his retirement tour.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't give him that title now, do we think he's going to ever touch it or break that record?
Yeah.
No. Do I think this is the time to do it? If you're going to pull the trigger, you have to do it now.
Yeah.
Cena would have to win.
Has to.
Do I think, could he do what Edge did? Granted, very different circumstances. Edge was injured, had to medically retire. Do I think he drops the belt the very next night? Possibility. Does he keep it for a few months and drop it to someone eventually? I could also see that. But who out of Cody and Cena, who do I think wins? I think there's no way they don't give it to Cena if they want to have him break that record.
And as much as I've came to love Cody this past year,
huge Cody guy myself.
It's from, again, outsider perspective. You gotta give it to Cena.
Yeah, there's no way you don't give it to Cena.
Yeah, so
out of respect for what he's done for the company, but also your company yourself has been pushing this guy as your quote unquote greatest of all time.
Yeah,
there's no way you don't give him that final accolade and let him cement himself as the greatest of all time by having the most world championships in your company's history.
Yeah, it'll be a fun watch. I'm excited for Cody's what do they call it? The intro?
The entrance?
The entrance. I love his entrance so much. It gets going, dude.
A funny story. I don't know. Let me check how much time
Whoa!
we have here. I mean, we're already a bit over the time now. We could just make this a little bit longer and just kind of finish this off here. But the one time I went to Raw, this was whenever him and Lesnar were feuding.
Yeah.
He was coming out. Lesnar beat the crap out of him. And we didn't get to do the whoa. I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
I was so upset because I wanted because especially in like a enclosed arena like the Giant Center.
It's loud.
It is insanely loud.
Yeah.
Like I was there when Cena last was in PA outside of like WrestleMania. I was there for when he was at the Giant Center and he was in the ring with Jimmy Uso at the time. But the pop when I was there for that, massive.
Yeah.
I mean, that place exploded. And for a smaller arena like the Giant Center, that place and the sound, my God.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a fun one.
And then, I mean, I saw a thing, too. The whoa after Cody won the belt, night 2 of WrestleMania last year, you could hear that almost a mile away from the link.
You probably could have heard it a mile away from my apartment, too.
Probably.
With how excited we were.
Hey, I was so excited.
That was like the third time I've ever seen the whoa at that time. Because, again, before WrestleMania, I didn't do the wrestling thing.
Yeah.
There's something about his entrance. It is so... It wants me to punch someone.
I don't know if it's... It just gets you energized.
It does.
The aura around it, even though...
With the fireworks.
Oh, yes. It's just... You'll need to watch... if you think that gets you fired up, watch Batista's entrance.
Okay.
Batista's entrance... There's a funny thing, too, is this one guy ran into the back. So, like, a live segment, with Batista... You just see this guy that's being chased by cops at the time.
Yeah.
Go in and, do Batista's entrance in front of Batista, live on television, and then he runs as cops are chasing him. And Batista just looks at it, laughs, and then keeps walking.
That's funny.
It was hilarious. But Batista's entrance is also one of the top-tier ones. But, again, we're a little bit over the time we can want to go a little bit longer, just go through the card really quick, or it's up to you.
Yeah, if you want to fly through it and just we can. Let's just give our predictions. Let's try to truly stick to predictions.
Yeah. So
I know you and I like to ramble. So.
Yeah. Hey. Some
love a ramble.
Good old wrestling talk.
Yeah,
good
man.
old
Love a ramble.
ball talk for about 40 minutes.
Yeah, man.
Really kind of broke everything down. So I don't know if we actually fully said who we think's gonna pull this one away, but Punk, Rollins, Reigns. Who takes it?
Who takes it? It will be Punk. Who do I want to win? Seth.
Who do I want to win? Who I think deserves the moment the most? Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Who do I think wins? Based off of something happening? Rollins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
World Heavyweight title match. Uso, Gunther. Going with main event Jay here for me. I don't see a way they have him win the Rumble. They've been building him as this big main event guy, kind of establishing him as that true solo guy away from him and his brother's tag team.
I have comments about Jey Uso.
What comments? Are we off-air comments or?
No, just real quick. I'll keep it a short ramble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he is a guy.
You don't think he's a guy?
I think he's okay. From what I've seen, I think he's okay. I don't think he's like a
He's not.
guy.
He's not like the guy.
Yeah, you know.
He's
what
not
I'm
like
saying?
he's
Does
not
that make sense?
he's not like the upper echelon in your.
Or is that
eyes.
maybe me hating? Like I haven't watched.
I've seen a lot where people say his moveset leaves a lot to be desired.
Okay.
But his crowd work is next level.
Oh, the yeet thing, like that's fun.
Oh, I was there again.
Granted, the yeet probably a little bit outdated.
Oh yeah, but
but
I
it's
mean,
fun. I mean, it gets the crowd moving.
I mean, a little bit cringy what I did earlier with it, but
no, that's you're good.
But again, like I hate to go back to last year's WrestleMania again since I was there, but that place when he did that, when I tell you the entire stadium was doing it,
yeah,
it's insane how much the crowd in the WWE universe has kind of come around Jay, and he's really become one of the big faces in the company.
Yeah,
and it would take something historically, like wrong booking wise or bad, for I think him to lose that crowd momentum at this point.
Yeah. So okay, prediction. I have no idea what the hell Gunther does, so I'm gonna go with Jey Uso.
He's a great wrestler. He'll put on some good matches.
To me, he's even more boring than Jay.
While I think he's an awesome wrestler, I feel the same way.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm gonna say Jay takes it over Gunther. We both agree there. Next up, this one's been a lot of lacking when it comes to storyline going into it, but Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. But lately, it's picked up a lot of steam.
Yeah.
And they threw some personal jabs at each other. I know in an unscripted.
Is this Tiffy time?
I think it's.
Because
I would be disappointed if they went with Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, it's gonna be Tiffy time. She's gonna win.
Tiffy time should happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This one, I think there's a title change going on here. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, my God.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen much of him.
Seen a little bit.
He is, for a guy his size, I don't know how he moves that way.
Yeah, yeah.
He kind of reminds me, granted, I would say, like not as like tall-wise and big-wise as Keith Lee. I'll have to show you who Keith Lee is. But for a guy his size, he should not be doing the moves and be as agile as he is.
Yeah.
He is. I would not be shocked by next year if he's a main event guy. He is incredibly good, and I don't think, while I like LA Knight, I don't think LA Knight stands a chance against Jacob Fatu.
Okay. I'll agree with you on that.
This is, I don't know how this became a match on the card over the SmackDown Tag Team division. The SmackDown Tag Team division is insanely good. So many good tag teams. And Legato, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, Pretty Deadly. Very good tag teams over there on SmackDown. We have for Raw side of things, War Raiders New Day. I think they give heel New Day the titles here. No specific reasoning why. I don't think the War Raiders come out at the end of the day with the belts at Mania.
All right.
Plus, New Day just hasn't had a run in years.
Yeah.
And it gives them at least some kind of momentum to build off of towards the next, I guess, year cycle for WrestleMania and WWE.
Yep.
Who you got there?
I'll agree with you because I know
Some of these people you might not fully.
who'd you pick?
know.
You picked.
New Day,
I don't know who they're fighting.
War Raiders, which is Eric and Ivar. They're the current champions.
Okay. I know New Day enough, and
It's a New Day. Yes, it is.
they're gonna win.
Grudge match here: Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Again, this is another one that's gone wild on social media. If you haven't seen it,
Yeah, and I've seen it. Naomi's pretty sick.
she's very good.
And so is Jade. They're actually both this is a fun matchup.
Oh yeah, it'll be a great match. I think it's honestly could go either way. Would I be shocked if either one wins it? No.
Mm-hmm.
Who do I think should win it? Jade.
I agree.
I mean, they brought her in to be one of these next level. She has the build. She's freakishly strong.
She's a tank.
Oh, she's a tank.
Yeah.
I think giving her another win at WrestleMania kind of builds her profile even more. Where does that leave Naomi? Not too sure, but I think this character that she has now could really do something for her.
Yeah.
Do I think it gets her the win at Mania, though? No.
Okay.
Next up, my boy, El Grande Americano. What a guy. I mean, it's disappointing Chad Gable's not on Mania, but El Grande Americano is going to put on a banger with Rey Mysterio per sources.
That'll be a fun one.
Oh, for sure. Give me El Grande Americano over the Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, right. Getting a little old. Got the 619? That's me?
619 is his finisher, yeah.
See, I know my stuff. It's a good finisher, but
He knows
Ray,
wrestling.
it's time to let the young guns take it.
El Grande Americano, man, future of wrestling, let me tell you.
And I don't mean to disrespect Ray. He is he was one of when I was growing up.
Mysterio? Oh, yeah. Mysterio.
Didn't really watch WWE, but I knew the guy.
I mean, if you don't really know wrestling, growing up, you'd know the names. I mean, just pop culture-wise, Rey Mysterio, you'd probably know. You'd know Cena, probably
Cena,
Randy Orton.
The Rock, Randy Orton.
Hogan, I would guess.
Yep. Taker, and then a couple other guys.
Yeah. So that's WrestleMania Saturday, night 2. Less fights, but we have a Sin City street fight, Damian Priest, McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
This will be a full-on brawl.
Okay.
Who do I think should win it? McIntyre.
Yeah. I like him.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Sucks that he only had like a 5-minute reign last year at Mania, but
yeah, I remember that.
What's funny is I have a video of it. After the thing, he's over there gloating in front of Punk. On my video, I say, Priest is coming out, he's cashing in. Like 2 seconds later,
Yeah.
like you just hear the theme of the Judgment Day, and bam, Priest new champion. Another match I'm looking forward to. I think this one's going to be so good. AJ Styles, Logan Paul.
People don't like
Logan
Paul.
They hate Logan Paul.
As someone who has no allegiances in wrestling, he is a fun wrestler to watch.
Oh, for a guy that has as much experience as him in the ring, he has taken to wrestling far quicker than anyone I've really seen before.
Yeah.
And for a guy that was, up until like a few years ago, really not ever associated with wrestling or had a background per se, it's insane his abilities and skill in the ring. He's up there with some of the best.
Yeah, it's like I remember the one year he had that clip where like they both jumped off the top
Him and
rope.
Ricochet, yeah.
It's fun to watch.
And I mean, they've had him in a lot of high-profile matches over the last few years.
They have.
And puts on bangers. I mean, his match, I believe it was Crown Jewel with Reigns, so good.
Yeah.
He really made you think Logan Paul was going to be the world champion.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns' long reign. It was that good and that close.
So, who do you got here?
Like I said before, my favorite wrestler of all time, AJ Styles.
Okay.
Do I want him to win? Absolutely. I think they could have Logan win it.
Yeah.
I think they give Styles the win, though.
All right.
Another match I'm really looking forward to. This one is going to be a pure banger. Braun Breaker.
He has those spears.
Oh, my gosh,
Best
yes.
spears in the game.
Dude broke Carlito in half on Raw this week.
Yeah.
Carlito went flying like 10 feet. It was insane. Penta's also really good. I don't know if you really know too much about him.
I've seen a little bit from him.
If you look up some of his older stuff from Lucha Underground, and that's like prime Penta to me.
Yeah.
He was next level in Lucha Underground. He was the guy, in my opinion, in Lucha Underground. You saw a lot of guys that are now in like AEW and WWE were there early, such as Santos Escobar, Isaiah Swerve Scott or Swerve Strickland, now in AEW. Zelina Vega was over there as well. Chelsea Green, who's the current women's U.S. champion for WWE. A lot of people were over there early on in that. But Breaker, Penta, Balor, Mysterio, Fatal 4-Way. Who do I want to win? I think Balor's been so misused. Do I think out of anyone? Sadly, I think he has the least chance of winning.
Yeah.
I think Penta would be an awesome champion, but I'm going with Dominic Mysterio.
Okay.
For my pick.
I'm going with Braun Breaker.
You think he's going to spear some people in half?
Zero reason why. I just love his spears.
Oh, I mean, I think he's a world champion by next year.
Okay.
He is that good.
Yeah.
Women's tag match, Bayley and Lyra, kind of just put together tag team just for this alone.
Yeah, Bayley's
versus Liv and Raquel.
Bayley's boring to me.
I don't think she really. She was really, really big coming out of NXT. I mean, massive.
Yeah.
She kind of like reinvented herself. She doesn't have that that pop that she once had.
Yeah.
She's not as big as she once was when it comes to like, I guess I wouldn't say star power, but
yeah.
She doesn't have the reaction she used to.
Yeah, I think the team that's facing them is gonna win.
Liv and Raquel, Judgment Day.
Is that Liv Morgan?
Liv Morgan.
Oh
baby.
yeah, they're gonna win.
Oh yeah, Liv Morgan, baby.
Okay, never mind.
I'm a big Liv Morgan fan.
Yeah,
I think she's awesome.
I'm a big fan.
This is also going to be a great one. Io versus Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Give me Rhea Ripley all day.
I think so.
Mommy's taking it home.
Yeah, I think she will.
And then the final match of the entire show, we talked about it before, and we already kind of gave our opinions on it, but we'll just say it one more time here. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Cena breaks the record, gets his championship victory.
Has to.
And ends WrestleMania season standing tall with the world title.
It would be fun. I think that match they can do so much with. I don't know what they will do, but judging off of what the final match was like in Philly last year, I mean, it's going to be tough to live up to, but I feel like, again, outsider looking in, I have a lot to look forward to because I feel like that there'll just be so much happening. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And then, yeah, John Cena is going to stand alone at the top, I believe.
For sure. And then there might also be another one with Randy Orton possibly getting a match because he was supposed to go against Kevin Owens.
Yep.
But to this point, it's undetermined, obviously. We'll probably find out tonight because tonight is, as the day we're filming this, it's the final SmackDown before Mania because Mania happens tomorrow night, the 19th. But we'll see exactly who that will be. We won't know as of the recording of this show, but should be a good match nonetheless. But again, final predictions. Myself, you said Cena, you said Cena. Cena comes away, gets his final championship victory, and
that's like as much as I like Cody Rhodes, I don't see an avenue where he can win.
I don't either.
You just can't let him win.
And I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. Like it came out last year to interfere during his match. I wouldn't be shocked if The Rock's there.
Yeah.
The Rock costs him or does something. Some way or another, Cody loses. Either it's one clean, which again I could see. Would I be shocked? Yes. But I would not be shocked if he gets screwed over like he did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In the main event. But nonetheless, Cena comes away champion. And I think that kind of wraps up our WrestleMania coverage.
Yeah, I think we
went a bit over our time. We got carried away a bit, but
I think we just are gonna get everything right.
Oh yeah.
So I think we're gonna go perfect from the field.
100%.
But no, this was a good show.
For sure.
This was fun.
It was a great show. I really enjoyed it.
So did I.
We really talked about, narrowed down our thoughts for the NBA. Went and talked about WrestleMania. Maybe sometime next week, kind of connect together again and talk about our thoughts of how WrestleMania went.
I'd love to do that.
It'll be awesome, and I'm looking forward to it. I know you're probably looking forward to it. Could be watching that the next 2 nights after tonight.
Yep.
And it should be some great wrestling, some great basketball as well, and I'm really looking forward to it, and we'll just have to see how it kind of unfolds.
Fun weeks ahead for sure.
For sure. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in today to the Game Plan. I'm Austin Bryner, joined alongside Dawson Sakowski, signing off from our first episode. Thank you for tuning in.